Have you ever thought that the company which the world once called the king of EVs is now slowly being pushed back by another company? Yes, we are talking about Tesla and BYD, where in 2026 the game seems to be completely changing. But the real question is, what actually happened that a giant like Tesla is not just facing competition from BYD, but is starting to feel the pressure of losing? Is this just about cheaper cars, or is there some hidden technology behind it that could shape the entire auto industry? In today's video, we are going to show you the truth that you probably won't find anywhere else. We will talk about BYD's strategy that has changed the market from the inside, those battery technologies that could completely change the charging game, and the factory secrets where new cars are being produced every minute. And what kind of technology has BYD quietly built behind the scenes that has forced Tesla to rethink its position? And the biggest question, is Tesla really falling behind, or is this just the beginning of a much bigger storm? And how in the last 2 years BYD has made its place in the global market? Before moving ahead in the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can watch videos like this first. Elon Musk always thinks long-term. That's why he is focused on building the cars of the future. But on the other side, one company is constantly pushing Tesla, and that is BYD. First, understand market cap, which means how much value the market gives to these companies. In May 2026, Tesla's market cap is around $1.4 trillion, which means if someone wanted to buy the whole company, this is the kind of money required. That's why Tesla is counted among the top companies in the world. On the other side, BYD's market cap is around $140 billion, meaning Tesla's value is roughly 10 times higher. Now, the simple question is, why such a big difference? Look, Tesla's brand is extremely strong. The name Elon Musk, the image of innovation, robo-taxis, Optimus humanoid robots, energy business. People are buying the dream of the future. That's why Wall Street doesn't see Tesla as just a car company, but as a tech and AI company. And that is the reason behind its high valuation. On the other hand, BYD is still mostly seen as a Chinese EV maker, even though it builds everything from batteries to full cars itself. But in terms of brand image and global perception, it is still behind Tesla. In the eyes of investors, Tesla is the future, and BYD is a strong company of today. But the real game starts from here. In 2025, BYD overtook Tesla in several areas. In car sales, BYD sold around 2.26 million pure electric cars, while Tesla stayed around 1.64 million. BYD's growth was about 28%, while Tesla's sales dropped by around 9%. And if you include plug-in hybrids, BYD sold more than 4.6 million new energy vehicles, while Tesla is focused only on pure EVs. Now, look at revenue. BYD's total revenue in 2025 was about $116 billion, which is higher than Tesla's $94.8 billion. This means for the first time, BYD moved ahead of Tesla in earnings as well. In profit, there is a small difference. Tesla's net profit was about $3.8 billion with a 46% drop, while BYD's was about $4.7 billion with a 19% drop. The impact of the price war is clearly visible on both, but BYD is making money through volume by selling more cars. Now, understand this clearly. Tesla is far ahead in market cap, but in real business, BYD has started gaining the lead. Tesla's value is based on future promises, while BYD is running on present production and sales. BYD's biggest strength is its vertical integration. It makes batteries, motors, semiconductors all by itself, which keeps costs low. Tesla also does a lot in-house, but it still depends on others in parts of its supply chain. In the first 3 months of 2026, Tesla sold about 358,000 EVs and stayed ahead of BYD's 310,000. But in the full-year race, BYD's dominance is still strong. On one side, there is dream and brand value. On the other side, there is massive production, lower prices, and fast expansion. This is not just a battle between two companies, but between two different mindsets. Tesla is selling the future, while BYD is selling strong and affordable cars of today. Battery technology, the real game changer. Now, let's talk about the real game changer. Battery technology. This is the one thing that has made BYD so strong in front of Tesla. First, understand what BYD's blade battery is. It is an LFP, meaning lithium iron phosphate battery. Its design is long, thin, and blade-like. BYD launched it in 2020, and now in 2026, its new version, Blade Battery 2.0, has arrived. Its biggest strength is safety. LFP chemistry is very stable. It generates less heat, and the risk of fire is very low. In tests, BYD has shown it to be safe even after nail penetration, overcharging, and heating it up to 700 degrees. Thermal runaway, meaning fire spreading, is almost negligible. Compared to common NMC batteries, it is considered much safer. Its life is also long, more than 3,000 charge cycles easily, which means the car can run for 8 to 10 years without major battery issues. And the biggest advantage? Low cost. LFP does not need expensive nickel and cobalt. It works mainly with iron and phosphate. On top of that, BYD makes its own batteries, so the cost becomes even lower. Now, let's talk about Tesla's 4680 battery. These are cylindrical, meaning round and thicker cells, using NMC 811 chemistry. Here, Tesla moves ahead in energy density. Its battery reaches around 241 watt-hours per kilogram and 643 watt-hours per liter, while BYD's blade battery stays around 160 watt-hours per kilogram and 355 watt-hours per liter. This means Tesla can store more power in less weight and less space, which increases range and keeps the car lighter. But in terms of safety and heat, BYD looks ahead. In tests, it has been seen that Tesla's 4680 battery produces almost double the heat compared to BYD at 1C load, which makes the cooling system more complex and expensive. On the other hand, the blade battery stays cooler easily, so it is safer even during fast charging. Now, if we talk about charging, in 2026, BYD has made a big move here. With Blade Battery 2.0, it claims charging from 10% to 70% in just 5 minutes, adding around 400 kilometers of range. Charging from 10% to 97% can happen in just 9 minutes, and a range of up to 1,000 kilometers kLTC has also been claimed. Tesla's supercharging is definitely fast, but BYD's flash charging system of around 1,000 kilowatts looks ahead right now. Now, talk about cost, and here also, there is a big difference. Tesla's 4680 battery is more expensive because materials like nickel and cobalt are costly, around $10 per kilowatt-hour higher cost. BYD's blade battery is cheaper because the company makes its own batteries, motors, and other parts, which helps keep the total vehicle cost low, while Tesla still depends more on the supply chain. Now, understand this clearly. Tesla is building batteries for high performance, long range, and the premium segment, while BYD is focusing on affordable, safe, and long-lasting batteries for common people. BYD's vertical integration, meaning making everything in-house, is its biggest weapon. Tesla is also trying to scale the 4680 battery, and is using it again in the Model Y in 2026. But it still has some challenges. In the end, the conclusion is simple. Both companies are moving on different paths. Tesla is betting on energy density and future tech like robo-taxis and Optimus, while BYD is playing on safety, low cost, fast charging, and higher sales volume. In 2026, this battery technology of BYD is what is keeping it ahead of Tesla. And from a common user's point of view, BYD's battery feels more practical, cheaper, safer, and perfect for daily use. Car prices and value for money. Now, let's talk about car pricing and value for money. This is the place where BYD is giving the toughest competition to Tesla. First, look at China, because the real game starts from there. China is BYD's home market, so its cars are much cheaper there. The BYD Seal is priced around $24,000 to $34,000, while the Tesla Model 3 goes from about $33,000 to $50,000. This means even though the Seal is cheaper, it still stays very close to Tesla in terms of range, features, and performance. BYD also reduced the price of the Seal by around $6,000 between 2022 and 2025, which made the competition even stronger. Now, Look at Europe where the picture changes a bit. The BYD Seal is priced around 42,000 to 48,000, while the Tesla Model 3 in many places is equal or sometimes even slightly cheaper. But BYD's smaller cars, like the BYD Dolphin Surf, start from around 23,000, which fits easily into the budget of an average European family. In India, the same trend is visible. The BYD Seal's ex-showroom price is around 41 lakh to 53 lakh rupees, while the Tesla Model 3 is expected to be around 45 to 60 lakh or even higher. Here also, the Seal offers better value with more features and a strong battery. Now, the real game changers are BYD's budget cars, like the BYD Seagull and Dolphin. In China, the Seagull starts at around 8,000, and in Europe, the Dolphin Surf is available near 23,000. These small cars are built for daily use. 300 to 400 kilometers of range, good interiors, necessary safety features, and easy driving. People who earlier used to buy petrol cars are now shifting to these because EMIs are lower, running cost is low, and there is no pollution. It is clearly visible that BYD is building cars for every segment, from rich buyers to the middle class. Now, the question is, why does Tesla feel expensive? Tesla plays on its brand value: AI technology, full self-driving software, supercharger network, and premium feel. The Model 3 gives strong acceleration, regular software updates, and a unique brand status. But even after all this, the price gap sometimes becomes quite large. In many markets, the BYD Seal can be $10,000 to $20,000 cheaper than the Tesla Model 3, yet it does not fall far behind in range and comfort. Now, let's talk about the price war, which has become BYD's biggest weapon. Between 2023 and 2026, BYD reduced prices again and again, especially in cars like the Seal, which shook the entire market. In China, the average EV prices dropped by around 11% because BYD makes its own batteries and other parts, its costs stay low, and it can reduce prices easily. The direct result of this was that BYD's sales increased rapidly. Tesla was also forced to cut its prices, and many smaller companies came under pressure. Year-over-year vehicle sales comparison. Now, let's come to the most interesting part: the year-by-year direct competition in car sales. These are the numbers that clearly show who is actually leading the real race. In 2024, Tesla was still ahead. That year, Tesla sold around 1.79 million electric cars, while BYD sold about 1.76 million pure electric BEV cars. The gap was very small. So, at that time, everyone was saying, Tesla's dominance cannot be broken. But in 2025, the entire game changed. 2025 completely went in BYD's favor. BYD sold about 2.257 million pure electric cars, showing a strong growth of around 28%. On the other side, Tesla managed to deliver only about 1.636 million cars, which was around 9% lower than the previous year. This means BYD moved ahead by nearly 600,000 cars, and for the first time, Tesla lost the #1 position for the full year. Now, look at the beginning of 2026. In the first 3 months, Tesla showed a comeback. Tesla delivered about 358,000 cars, while BYD sold around 310,000 pure EVs, meaning Tesla moved ahead by roughly 48,000 cars. But the full picture is different. BYD sold around 700,000 total new energy vehicles, which is almost double compared to Tesla. Now, the question is, why are these ups and downs happening? The simple answer is that BYD is growing fast because it is making affordable cars, entering every segment, and expanding quickly outside China. In 2025, its growth was around 28%. It makes everything from batteries to full cars on its own, which keeps costs low and prices attractive for buyers. On the other hand, why did Tesla slow down a bit? The reason is clear: fewer new models, heavy dependence on Model 3 and Model Y, tough competition in China, and an intense price war. In 2025, Tesla's sales dropped by around 9% because people wanted something new, while the company was focusing more on big projects like Cybertruck and Robo-taxi. Now look at the global market share. In 2024, both companies were around 16 to 17%. But in 2025, BYD moved ahead and became the world's #1 EV company, while Tesla dropped to around 10 to 12%. At the start of 2026, Tesla took back the quarterly lead, but in the full-year race, BYD is still standing strong. Understand this clearly. This is not just a battle between two companies, but a clash of two different strategies. Tesla is betting on premium cars and future technologies like full self-driving, while BYD is playing the volume game by making cars for the masses. More cars, lower profit per car, but a bigger overall business. BYD has definitely been affected by the price war in China, but it is expanding rapidly in Europe, Latin America, and Asia. Tesla still has strong brand power and a supercharger network, but to grow its sales, it will need to bring new and more affordable cars. So, the simple conclusion: Tesla was ahead in 2024, BYD took the crown in 2025, and 2026 has just begun. Tesla has made a comeback at the start, but who will win by the end of the year? That is still yet to be seen. Production, factory, and global expansion. Now let's talk about production, factories, and global expansion. This is the place where BYD is showing its biggest strength. First, understand vertical integration. BYD makes almost everything on its own: batteries, electric motors, semiconductors, power electronics, and even software. That means to build a car, it needs very little from outside suppliers. This keeps costs low, makes quality control easier, and avoids supply disruptions. On the other side, Tesla also makes a lot of things in-house, but it still depends on companies like Panasonic and CATL for batteries and some components. This full control model of BYD gives it a big advantage in building affordable cars. Now, talking about factories, Tesla's gigafactories are also very advanced, located in places like Shanghai, Texas, Austin, Berlin, and Nevada. These factories are known for automation and large casting systems, but BYD's superfactories go even bigger in size. In China, its Zhengzhou megafactory spreads over more than 22.5 square kilometers, which is many times larger than Tesla's Texas Gigafactory. Once fully completed, its size can be like a small city. BYD's total production capacity in China alone has already crossed around 5 to 6 million cars per year, which allows it to produce vehicles at a massive scale very quickly. Now, look at global expansion. BYD is expanding rapidly across the world. In 2026, its target is to sell around 1.3 to 1.5 million cars in overseas markets. It already has factories running or under construction in countries like Thailand, Brazil, Hungary, Turkey, and Indonesia, and each plant can produce around 150,000 cars per year. In Europe, the Hungary factory is starting in 2026, while in Latin America and Asia, BYD has already built a strong presence. In India, BYD is present too, but there are still some challenges. By 2026, BYD has already moved ahead of Tesla in more than 20 countries. On the other hand, Tesla's factories are strong, but its expansion is still mostly limited to the US, China, and Europe. It is not expanded in the global market as fast as BYD. Now, talking about government policies, the Chinese government supported the EV sector for years with subsidies, tax benefits, and strong backing, which helped companies like BYD grow rapidly. In 2026, some subsidies are reducing, but BYD has now become strong enough to stand on its own. Tesla earlier benefited from tax credits in the US, but those are also decreasing now. In Europe and the US, tariffs are being applied on Chinese EVs, so BYD is building local factories there to avoid these taxes. Model range and customer segments. Now, let's talk about model range and customer segments. This is where BYD looks completely different from Tesla. BYD has all kinds of cars, from affordable to luxury. The company has divided its lineup into 3 parts: Ocean Series, which is made keeping young buyers in mind; Dynasty Series, which offers a more premium feel; and Yangwang Denza, which is focused on luxury and high-performance segments. At the lowest segment, you get cars like the BYD Seagull and BYD Dolphin Mini, priced in China between around $8,000 to $12,000. These are small city cars that an average person can easily afford. In the middle segment, there are family SUVs and sedans like the BYD Auto 3, BYD Seal, and Lion 6 to 7, with prices roughly between 20 to 45 lakh. At the top premium and luxury level, you have models like Han, Tang, Seal 0708, and Yangwang's Yangwang U7, Yangwang U8, and Yangwang U9, where power can go up to 1300 horsepower and prices can cross 1 crore. Along with this, there is also a hybrid pickup truck like Shark 6. By 2026, BYD has more than 30 models, which means there is something for every budget and every need, whether you want an affordable city car or an expensive luxury SUV. Now, look at the other side. Tesla's whole game is still based on just a few models: the Tesla Model 3, Tesla Model Y, Tesla Cybertruck, and Model S.X, whose production is not as high as before. Cybertruck is definitely a pickup, but it is quite expensive. The new robo-taxi being called Cybercab is expected in 2026 and is designed completely for autonomous taxi use, even without a steering wheel. But Tesla still does not have an affordable small car. Model 3 and Model Y are its best sellers, and in other segments, options are very limited. No hybrid models, not much variety in SUVs, and only Cybertruck in the pickup category. Now, talk about future plans, and both companies are moving in completely different directions. BYD's approach is very simple. Launch more models, cover every segment, and reach more people with lower prices. In 2026 to 2027, it is expected to bring a new version of Auto 3, Seal 08, Celium 08, Dynasty D full-size luxury SUV, and many more models. The plan is to launch around 5 to 10 new cars every year. On the other hand, Tesla is fully focused on future technology. Robotaxi, Cybercab, is its big project. Work is ongoing to improve Cybertruck, and there are talks about a cheaper Model 2, but nothing is confirmed yet. Tesla is betting heavily on full self-driving autonomous systems, and even projects like the Optimus robot. Now, understand this clearly. BYD is building cars for everyone, whether the budget is small or big. That's why its sales are higher. Tesla is selling cars of the future. Fewer models, but with high technology and strong brand value. If a common person wants an affordable and practical family EV, BYD has more options. But if someone wants brand, advanced technology, and a future-like experience, Tesla gives a completely different feel. Challenges and future outlook. Now, let's talk about the challenges and the opportunities ahead. This is the most important part, because what each company does next will decide who wins the EV race in the coming years. BYD has already become the world's largest EV company, but in 2025 to 2026, the pressure on it has also increased a lot. In China, the price war became so intense that in 2025, its profit dropped by around 19%. At the start of 2026, the situation looked even tighter. Net profit went down by nearly 55%, and earnings per car dropped from around 8,800 yuan to just about 3,000 to 4,000 yuan. On top of that, companies like Xiaomi, Geely, and Leapmotor are growing fast. The market is getting saturated, demand has slowed a bit, and every company is cutting prices. Because of this, BYD's domestic sales dropped by around 36% at the start of 2026. On the other hand, there are challenges in overseas markets too, because heavy tariffs are being placed on Chinese EVs in Europe and the US. So, now BYD will have to move forward by building factories in foreign markets. Now, let's talk about the strengths of Tesla. Even though it is slightly behind in EV sales, Tesla has some strong advantages. First, brand. People don't see Tesla as just a car company, but as future technology. Second, AI and robotics. The company is betting big on projects like Optimus Robot and Robotaxi, Cybercab, and if these succeed, they can open a completely new business. Third, the energy sector. Tesla's Megapack and Powerwall business is growing fast. In 2025, this segment grew around 25 to 27% and is also profitable, which means even if car sales slow down, the company can still earn well. Apart from this, full self-driving software and the supercharger network also make Tesla strong. Now, the question is, who will stay ahead in 2026 to 2027? 2026 has just started, and in the first 3 months, Tesla took a slight lead, around 358,000 cars versus BYD's 310,000. But for the full year, BYD can stay strong because of its higher sales volume and affordable cars. If we at the long run, 2027 and beyond, if BYD builds a strong position in overseas markets and manages its profits well, it can stay ahead in volume. On the other hand, if Tesla delivers a big breakthrough in robo-taxi, Optimus, and its energy business, it can move far ahead in profit and market value. Understand this simply. BYD is playing the game of more cars, lower price, while Tesla is betting on technology and the future. Now, what should buyers and investors understand? If you are a buyer and you want an affordable, practical EV for daily use, BYD looks like the smarter option. But if you want brand value, advanced software, and a premium feel, Tesla gives a different experience. For investors, BYD shows strong growth, but profits may stay under pressure. Tesla is a bit risky, but if its AI and robotics game works, the returns can be very big. In the end, one thing is clear. 2026 to 2027 is a time of transition. BYD has shown that it can challenge Tesla, and Tesla has proven that it is not just a car company, but a tech company. The real winner will be the one that can manage both volume and future technology in the right way. This EV race is going to continue for a long time, but one thing is certain. The competition between these two will give us better and more affordable cars. If you like this video, then subscribe to the channel right now. Press the bell icon so you get the next video first. And we will meet again very soon in the next video.